About the high performance training that is happening at the Thika Greens Golf Resort, and it's all about improving golf in the country. Now, I want us to get into our conversation this afternoon. It's all about amputee football. We want to see where the state of amputee football is at the moment and what tournaments they have in place and how well the league is running at the moment. In studio, I am with Dismas Kiyuyu and Sharon Yaoke, who's the women's coach. Remember, the women's team will be taking part in the World Cup that will be in Colombia in a few weeks to come. Good afternoon, Dismas. How are you doing?
I'm very fine. Good afternoon to you.
Good to have you here on again for another time.
Thank you very much.
It's been a while since you came to Scoreline.
You know, I like KTN and the Standard Group.
Yes.
They give us time and airtime so that we can expose our disability games. So I'm grateful to be here.
Yes. Sharon, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, let's get into this conversation before we even go into it. Sharon, you're the head coach of the women's team that will be taking part in a World Cup that will be in Colombia. How are the preparations so far?
So far, we're just up and down. We are trying to set up camp, which starts on Monday. We're hoping that the ladies will automatically give us a win. That's our main goal. So we're just promising that we'll come back with the trophy here. It is our first time, but we are there to make a mark.
Yes, Kenya will be making a debut in that in the competition. Now, Dismas, let's talk about the state of amputee football in the country. You guys are fresh from having elections. I mean, what can you say about the state of amputee football in Kenya?
The amputee football in Kenya is stable. I don't see anything that is challenging the amputee football in disability. First of all, when I talk about the history of amputee, generally, we started amputee down 2014. We have been playing. The men have been playing. The ladies have been training. But unfortunately, they have not been getting time to participate in a African or Sakafa or World Cup. Good enough. This year, we have been selected in East Africa as the first country to go and participate in a World Cup. In Africa,
only 3 African countries.
And we are only having 3 African countries. That is Kenya, Nigeria, and Cameroon. So the challenge is on our side. But as we, the officials of the amputee, we are ready and we are ready prepared to face all the countries that we have been selected to.
Yes, earlier on in the year you had the Africa Cup. How was the performance?
The performance
that was in May.
The performance for men, the African Champion Cup for qualification for World Cup. We did, but we did do the best due to challenges of physical disabilities here, financial. But we hope coming 2027, as we are going to face the African champion for World Cup, we are going to do the best. We are waiting for Sakafa, which is coming on earlier next year, 2025.
Yes. Sharon, you said that you are waiting to go into residential camp ahead of the World Cup in Colombia. And I mean, how easy or how difficult is it for you as the head coach of the national team, to get players that will represent the country?
Honestly, it's harder because the women team didn't know even they were there. But through our SG, we were able to get the slot. So we had to work hard as we have been working for several months. So we're still struggling up and down. We don't have crutches, small things like this, but we're still pursuing. We're hoping for the best. Yeah.
There's that feeling that, not many women are into amputee football. What can you say about that?
Usually what I usually say, I have this saying that disability is capability. A disabled person is when you give him something to do, he will do it with all perfection. And that is one thing we are trying to show there, that even women can do this.
Yes, even women can do this, and it's the first time Kenya will be taking part in this competition. Are there, targets that you've set for yourself?
Yeah, there's targets.
Yes.
Of course, first thing we have to show a mark that we were not chosen by luck, but we are there to make a stand. So that the target is that we probably top 3.
Yes.
If we can't reach there, but top 3, we have to be there. Yeah.
And how do you hope this World Cup How do you see it changing women's amputee football in the country?
It's going to change because remember, even the young kids, they are the first people to, the ladies, it's the Scarlets. Yes. They're the first people to take us to World Cup, which, if we come back with the same trophy, it will be a plus.
Yes.
Yeah, they will say the ladies have it.
Yes.
And that is our goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Dismas, yes. What can you say about the government support? Because if you run back to 2, 3 years, 4, 5 years ago, you guys have always been saying that, you know, you have no funds, you have to look for well wishes. So how is the government support now that you are having a team that is going to represent the country at the World Cup?
For the first time, I've not seen anything that government has failed me. As I'm sitting in the office,
yes.
As you are talking now,
yes.
the tickets are already prepared for us. The most important thing, even before you talk of another thing,
yes.
the ticket.
Yes.
And the ticket is already there. The government has purchased the ticket, and we are ready to, for traveling to go for Colombia World Cup.
Yes.
In fact, when my coach has been saying that the women,
yes.
you see, like amputee football is a team sport. We source various ladies from all the counties. When we had the trial, we had almost 15 counties coming to Nairobi for the trials. But the best, the counties which managed to come because of the resources, we had 7. From 7, they have selected a national team,
yes.
which is going to start their local training as from Monday. Yes.
Yes. Now that you've mentioned that, there's that feeling that, you know, you haven't done enough to spread the game across the country. What do you have to say?
It is just negligence of people. This game is all over.
Yes.
In every county, you will get these games.
Yes.
But you see people, they don't imagine that a person with disability can play the football. But when you go in a remote,
yes.
in the villages, these counties, you see, like now the sports, it is localized
yes.
to counties. So when you go to those counties, you get these people playing. Inter-counties, we have inter-counties games, which we normally take place in every after 3 months.
Yes.
We have. It is sponsored by our own counties. They are sponsoring their people to come and participate to various counties.
Yes.
So these games are there. It is only that people have not imagined that these games are there so that they can come out and support us. Yes.
And as, from your point of view, and probably the Federation's point of view, what are you guys doing to give it more exposure?
You see now, when I've come here,
yes.
how many people are watching us?
Many.
Many people. Now they will start asking, how this game is it played?
Yes.
Then from there, they will reach to us so that we tell them, we explain to them how we manage these leagues and how we play these games. So that in case we come to knock to your office for any support, they will come and watch. Yes.
Yes, there's something that Sharon spoke about, and it's all about equipment. You know, getting the right equipment for the national team, getting the right equipment also. I want to believe that, you know, it's expensive. As a federation, probably, what are you doing to make sure that, you know, for the national team or the players that play in the national team rather, get them subsidized?
As you are talking now, we have well-wishers, which have already sponsored us with the crutches.
Yes.
With the crutches, we have no problem. With the balls, we have no problem.
Yes.
The only challenge is, how will you incorporate these people so that they don't just sponsor us for today, but we have a long-term sponsorship. That is only what we have. But with the national team, yes. The crutches are there, and yes. We are just waiting for them to get in the pitch so that they start training. Yes.
Yes. Last year, you announced that, you know, there will be a league, of which I know there's a league at the moment. I mean, how is it doing so far?
It's not a very big league. As I've stated,
yes.
It is just quarterly play game. Like, for example, after every 3 months, we move from this county to another county, just for preparation and playing and county competition.
Yes.
So from there, we know that these games are there. But in fact, on 3rd of December, I will wish to welcome you in Bungoma. We'll be celebrating our Disability Day in Bungoma, and we'll have the same tournament in Bungoma. Yes.
Sharon, what do you have to say about the league? He's spoken about the league. What do you have to say, you know, also making sure that the women's league is vibrant as the men's?
Yeah. So for the men, it helps so much. When you're choosing the national team, it's now easier because some people will be playing gradually.
Yeah.
But for the women, we're also planning the same thing. And I think it will be the best because than calling everyone when you need them to come select, it will be kind of hard. But now it will be easier because they will be playing. And it will be a good, league which will help them. Every time the movement, they know, they will be so glad to have it, I think so. Yeah.
Yes, of course. And let me ask you, where do you rate us when it comes to, don't want to go globally, but in Africa, where do you rate us and probably what are we supposed to do to become the best?
In Amputee?
Yes.
For the men or for women?
Women, on the women's part.
For the women, in, let's say in Africa, yeah?
Yes, in Africa.
In Africa, I can say we are in second place. Yeah.
And what do we need to do to become the best in Africa?
I think when we start the league,
yes,
it will push us far. And it will make us get exposed more. So it's a good way, and I think through it, we'll have the Sakafa, all this, also women will have this, and it will help us.
Yes, of course, people will be looking at the performance of the national team at the World Cup that will be in Colombia in November. Yes, Dismas, you guys had elections in September, and everybody now is looking at, there's a new office, everybody is looking at you, and aside from things that were in place, what are you looking forward to help improve amputee football?
First of all, let me correct you, we didn't have any election.
Yes.
Those were coups.
So it wasn't the amputee?
Those were coups,
yes,
who wanted to take the office,
yes,
behind.
Yes.
The proper election, we have already arranged for election.
So what happened in September?
In September, those are just jokers. Jokers.
Yes.
How can you elect someone who is outside the country? In election, do we propose or we elect?
We elect.
So if you propose someone, is that election? You can sit 3 people on a hotel and say that we have done an election. There was no election.
Yes.
Yes. There was no election.
So where are we? What is happening?
You see, after the team to go to Colombia and finish the tax ahead of us,
yes,
we are going to have a proper procedural election, which is coming. Nobody has refused in the office, and we are ready, everybody, to come and vie. For those who are capable of vying, let them come and vie. Yes, but there was no election, completely. Yeah.
Okay, very, very interesting, because I know, from what I know, because there was that invite to cover the elections, because personally I didn't participate, rather attend that election, but I know that the elections were done and there was a new office. So is it that there are wrangles in the leadership of amputee football?
It is just like now, when you are promoted,
yes,
from one position to a bigger position.
Yes.
And then the person you are living at the position where you are,
yes,
he start now saying that we need to have election.
Yes.
Why? Why can't you just follow the procedure and the constitution of the amputee? Then we do election in proper way. And in fact, it is good that you did go to cover the coups election.
But the constitution says the leaders should be in office for 2 terms, right?
It should be in office for 2 terms?
Yes.
For 4 years.
Yes, that is
after
8 years. Yes.
People went for Ghana. When they came back, everybody disappeared. So just recently went to Cairo for African, for world qualification.
Yes.
We left some people. And those people who were left behind
yes,
are the ones now planning the election, which are they're not officials. So how can it happen without right officials to do the election?
Well, we'll be following up on that. Seems to be a very, very interesting conversation. Final word as we wrap up this conversation. Dismiss.
What I just want, first of all, to thank Standard Group for giving this time to come and to come and air out our national women amputee football, which are preparing for the World Cup. You know, first of all, before even I finish, to get this slot, it was the hardest way. One, they were considering so many things. One, the subscription.
Yes.
Have you subscribed? What was subscribed up to the time they wanted?
Yes.
Tick, we did. We had three countries in East Africa. We had Congo and we had Rwanda.
Yes.
The Celestine, the first vice president for WAF, is from Congo. And this is from Angola.
Yes.
And this team has not gone.
Yes.
Why? If you ask yourself why. Even before this thing was announced, we were out. The people who did, the coops who did the election were saying, oh, now you see the old office is not working, we have not had, we are not in the list. But eventually, when we appeared in the list, they are quiet. Yes. But I want to thank them. They are quiet. Let them remain quiet until we finish the tasks ahead of us. Then from there, let us come together. We do now proper election. Yes.
Sharon, final word on what the expectations will be in Colombia in November?
So first and foremost, I also like to say thank you for the platform. It's not easy to get here and air our grievances or express our joy.
Yes.
The next thing I like to encourage, if you have anyone who is disabled somewhere, please let them come. Yeah? There's a lot of games they can do.
Yes.
Don't just put them inside the house saying they can't do anything. Yeah? And lastly, I like them to come. If you're free, you want to watch this game, you want to understand how to do it, just come. Yeah?
Yes.
The federation is very easy to handle. Everything, you could just come, explain yourself, and it will be easy. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Sharon Nyaoke and Dismas Kiyuyu, for coming in to talk to us on the state of amputee football. And of course, the preparations are for the World Cup, women's amputee World Cup that will be taking place in Colombia in November. Kenya will be making her maiden debut at the games. And of course, as Dismas and Sharon have said, that we should expect a lot from the ladies. They are seeking to be on the podium at the games. That is where we wrap up that conversation. I want us to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about deaf sports in the country. I'll be speaking to Miriam Opondo on, why Kenya faces a ban from taking part in the World Championships that will be held in Tokyo, Japan in 2025. But that will be after the break.